Hello, and welcome back to the UAS Magazine podcast. I'm your host, Danielle Piekarski, and I am joined today by Kaleb Dschaak, CEO of Fenworks. Kaleb, welcome to the podcast, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. It's absolutely a pleasure to be here.
Yes, we're very excited to be talking with you today. So Kaleb will be presenting at the 2023 UAS Summit and Expo taking place in Grand Forks, North Dakota on October 10th and 11th. His presentation will be held on Wednesday, October 11th at 11 a.m. and is titled Pioneering the Future of Uncrewed Autonomous Systems, an Innovative Approach Through Drone Racing and STEM Education. Kaleb, let's start things off by having you share with our audience more about Fenworks and what topics you'll be covering during your presentation.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. Well, Fenworks is really excited to be working with the next generation. Young people are absolutely hungry for more STEM activities and engagement. They want to know about the jobs that they will be having in 2030, 2035, and 2040. And so our mission is to arm these students with experiences and activities that prepare them for the future. Through drone racing, esports, and other STEM activities, these students are getting hands-on experiences where not only are they having fun, working together as a team, building leadership, communication skills, and so much more, but they're also diving into the careers, hobbies, and industries of the future, learning how to race these drones, but also how to do more. They're learning about the industry, maintenance, energy, agriculture, food security, really important topics, not just for our young people to engage in career-wise, but our society to be arming the next generation with.
Great mission there. So as you said, kids are hungry. Drone racing and esports are gaining a lot of popularity, especially in the Midwest. How do these hands-on interactive experiences help increase student engagement and their interest in STEM subjects?
Absolutely. Great question. When we watch these young people participate, we see clearly that this is well documented: increases in GPA, increases in good behavior, decreases in absence. And so this connectivity that activities provide young people is really important. But what that means is our activities need to emerge alongside technology, and we need to evolve our activities as time goes on. So young people are looking for new things to do, which esports and drone racing fits right in with their interest and what they're seeing for the future. And what this looks like is when young people see these activities offered at their school, many of them who have not been engaged before, who have not done some of our traditional activities like band or fine arts or our traditional sports, this is the way that they get involved and get engaged. For many of these young people, it's the first time they've had a parent or guardian or family member cheer for them on the sidelines. For many of them, it's the first activity that they've participated in. And on top of all of that, because it is STEM related, they're learning about the companies and the work those companies are doing to send satellites into space, to put drones into the sky. And they're learning about the educational concepts that these industries are built on: physics, engineering, electricity, and so much more. And so these young people are engaging in really exciting STEM topics, usually years before they're introduced in the school setting, whether that's in K through 12 or even in higher education. This is the first time that many of them are able to engage with this content. And it's also a great time for them to fall in love with this kind of STEM content and pursue these really important jobs that we simply aren't creating enough recruits for, and that the pipeline is simply not advanced enough to fill our future needs.
So as Fenworks works to integrate these programs into educational curriculum, what are the benefits that you have observed, and are there any other benefits that you anticipate will ramp up as the inclusion of these programs is deployed?
Absolutely. I alluded to this previously, but I mean, the first large benefit that we're seeing is this engagement of a student population that has been notoriously difficult to engage. On the Fenworks side, at the K through 12 level, we're seeing young people sign up for activities and become part of their school community for the first time. Even in higher education, we're seeing people leave the dorm room, get out of the basement, and get involved and engaged on campuses. And so these high-tech activities are really making a difference in creating a community where everyone belongs, because anyone can participate in these activities. We're seeing all of the same results that we see from other activities. We're having educators tell us that students are engaging in class and in school, that they're turning their homework in, that they care what grade they get on the test, which are really important academic outcomes that shape the future of these young people. We're also seeing them dive into more specified topics. We're seeing young people take up coding or engineering or joining additional clubs that are focused on those activities because of this first activity that they're engaged in. And so those are really exciting outcomes that these young people have engaged in. But on the social emotional side, which is such an important topic for educators right now, we're hearing stories of young people creating friendships where they felt isolated, especially in small rural communities. We're hearing stories of young people engaging in leadership and communication skills and improving those skills. I think a lot of our high-tech trade fields have this stereotype where engineers and computer scientists lack social skills. And maybe that's because we aren't giving these young people who are interested in these topics an opportunity to compete, an opportunity to work as a team. So this is an outcome where they get to be socialized like all other people on a team, where they experience setbacks and failures, but also the joy of collaboration and victory. So those are just some of the benefits that we're seeing these activities engage with across the social emotional spectrum, across the knowledge spectrum, and across the participation in an academic success spectrum.
Absolutely. So there are certainly many different facets and benefits for students to get involved in. What are some of the challenges and workforce issues facing the UAS industry that Fenworks is helping to address?
One of the things that we hear frequently from industry experts is that they're trying to hire over and over and over again people with these skill sets in STEM, whether that's computer science, cybersecurity, drone maintenance, drone operations, etc. And they can't find the talent. And higher education is trying to train the talent, but we need more of these people than higher education is producing, meaning we need more young people to pursue these trades and to pursue these industry. And what that means for us is we have to engage at the K through 12 level. A lot of young people aren't aware that this industry exists. It's so new. People see doctors, people see police officers, people see firefighters, people see nurses growing up. And so those are the jobs that they imagine, right? They think of teachers and bankers. And so they don't realize that this opportunity exists without the opportunity to be exposed to it. And so through fun, engaging programs, this is a great opportunity for young people to have this window into this emerging industry. And I think that's absolutely key for anybody doing work in the UAS space. This is how we get young people looking at it. This is how we get them pursuing certifications, 2-year degrees, 4-year degrees, master degrees, PhDs, so that they can do this really important work to move us forward.
Well, thank you, Kaleb. Really valuable insights there. We're coming near the end of our time here, but I did have just one more question for you, and that is, what are some of the topics that you're looking forward to hearing or learning more about at this year's UAS Summit and Expo?
Great question. Well, I'm really excited to hear more from industry partners. I think every time that we attend this conference, we hear incredible conversations about what's coming next. What are the challenges that we're going to face together? But also, what are the opportunities that we get to explore together? And that's always an exciting piece of these conferences, is to work together to build the future of the UAS industry and to take us forward. So many great advancements have come because of the work in our autonomous space. So I'm excited to see what we are hearing and learning and innovating this year and for many years to come.
For sure. It's always an exciting time at the show. Again, we are joined today by Kaleb Dschaak, CEO of Fenworks. Thank you again for joining us today, Kaleb. It was a pleasure talking to you.
It was a pleasure being here. Thank you very much.
You are welcome. If our listeners would like to hear more from Kaleb, make sure to register for the 2023 UAS Summit and Expo and tune into Kaleb's presentation at 11 a.m. on Wednesday, October 11th. Thank you to our listeners, and we hope that you enjoyed this podcast. Talk to you next time.